All right, you groovy, and I do mean groovy grasshoppers. It is that time of the week. We moved up an hour. I was sitting around doing nothing. I said, let's get this show going. I got a big plan for today. I can't decide whether I'm going to go to Costco or Target today.
Target. We like to say Target.
Target, that's right. We got a new Target here in Portchester. Or I'm in Greenwich, but right across the border in Portchester. They look really nice, double levels. Man, I might just go in there and wander around. Not even buy anything, just go wander around at Target.
Yeah, that's cool. Right. Yeah.
Here's what's going on in my life.
Yeah, I'm gonna check my calendar. Oh yeah, no, we're good here too.
All right, so we were just discussing injuries. Shoeless Joe Jackson broke his toe.
Yeah, so everybody's always on my case about wearing flip flops or no shoes at all. And I was demonstrating something last Tuesday, and like I was telling you earlier, those specs you see at CKO, they go straight up, and it's got that big water-filled plastic base which extends further out from the back.
Right.
And I was moving in to show something, and my foot went in. I was like, "Oh, nice. All right, well, it's gonna be a problem for a bit."
You and Aaron Judge are twins. You guys look exactly the same now.
Yeah, same size.
Yeah, same looks.
Good
morning, guys.
The toe is the same size.
Yeah, there you go. Mimsy, how are you doing, you magical creature?
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh man, so this is a long weekend, right?
Yeah, well, because it really tomorrow is the holiday, so
everything shut down. So, like you, I got a young man, Harrison, who lives in our development here, a young hockey player, 14-year-old, really nice family. So we're starting to go to the gym in the morning. We've got a gym here at our complex. He's pretty cool. He's working hard at it. Really, he's a big kid for 14. Yeah. Trying to get that core tightened up a little bit. And I think so. He's doing well.
I think kids in general really buy into it way more than they did not too long ago.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
and they understand how important it is, which is great. It makes your job easier.
Lorraine, how are you doing? You magical creature. Yeah, isn't that true? Like, they talk about like what's this Generation Z or what is this?
I've lost count. I don't know.
I know. But that's ridiculous. You can't put everybody in the same category. So this is what they are. No. Like this kid, he wants to be something. I said, you want to play in the NHL? Yep. So he's doing
No, I was looking at over the years, kids like that are always successful. Regardless of sports, business, life, whatever. Yeah.
That's a very good point by you. You know what? Like I say to kids, and I know you're the same way, the goal should be to play in the National Hockey League, knowing full well that the odds are against you, but it's a process that goes into getting there that's really going to help you. Yeah, you're right. The rest of your life, your career, your marriages, your relationships, all that stuff. Yeah.
One of the things I know, Mike Babcock, a lot of people aren't crazy about him, but I did watch something. He spoke at. Is he from Saskatchewan? He was talking to some Saskatchewan minor hockey, group and coaches. And we told him, listen, it's the hockey, but also, understand these are your future doctors, construction workers. You got to create good, people. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, you know what? And I should be careful. I kind of cringe there when you mentioned Babcock, but you know what? Everybody deserves a second chance, right? The interviews. I didn't see his interviews, but I heard people talk about him. It sounded like he's really learned a lot from his own children. Like the stuff he was, listen, I don't think there's any question he's a very good hockey coach. He knows the game. All those extra stuff that he was doing, like the Mitch Marner, where he embarrassed him in front of his teammates.
That wasn't cool. I think, sometimes you get wrapped up in a little bit like what I call God complex.
Yeah.
And it's hard not to because they're giving you the keys to the car and you better drive it to the finish line. And if you don't.
And if you're going to be a head coach or a head of anything, you better have confidence in yourself, right? You better believe in yourself.
Yeah. I mean, the best thing to do, I think, is, if, like you said, he has a second chance. Maybe he learned from that. Maybe he won't do that again.
Right.
Chances are he won't. But
you would learn. So JD, your old teammate of mine, John Davidson, former Ranger president, is back in there running things. So I know JD. He's very thorough. They had to sit down with him and have a lot of discussions.
JD flies under the radar. I think people don't understand what a good hockey man he is.
Yeah, and a good. And a real good leader and everything too. Like he really is that personality. You want to be around him. Yeah,
absolutely.
Cool. Yeah. That's why I think back like when I shot the puck off his leg in my own net in my first game in the NHL. That was one of the biggest things. Like looking at JD's look at me, like he's looking at me like you idiot. Like because you wanted JD's approval, right? He's this larger than life figure. To the finals of '79 on his back. Here I am shooting the puck.
Well, keep him awake.
Yeah, why didn't he stop it? Yeah, I've thought about that for years. Like,
it's your job, buddy.
Yeah, that's what he's getting paid for.
Wow.
So we were talking about pain threshold too there before, and like the athletes, particularly hockey players, have a higher pain threshold. I don't think that's a I don't think anybody's got a really higher pain threshold. It's just we're used to like you're breaking your toe there. So you wake up in the morning going, oh, God, it hurts. But I know it's going to heal. It's going to get better, and I'll be fine, right? I think that's the thing. You get hurt so many times, it's like, oh God, it's more of an inconvenience more than anything. And it's like, okay, it'll heal up.
Just makes you a little creative because you got to figure out how to get around things and get your workouts in.
Like you get a bad toe like that, you even get in bed. The sheets land on it, and the sheets are.
you know, your life has really come down to like the final crucible.
Oh God!
When you're laying in bed and the blanket hurts, not even the blanket, the sheet, which weighs like what? I don't know. Nothing. It's hurting your foot. Yeah.
That's funny. It is. Isn't true? Like you were joking around about it before. When's the last time you were not hurt?
That's what I was thinking. I was saying to you before. Yeah, I think 1955, before I was born.
Oh, it is true. Yeah, you're always getting
hurt. But there was actually research done that showed that athletes in general, all athletes across the board, have a 10% higher pain threshold than non-athletes.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't matter what sport you're going to get hurt. Well, if it's overuse injury like tennis elbow. It hurts. Yeah. It hurts pretty bad. I mean, so it's all contextual, but yeah.
So Barry Shelley, magical creature, is here asking what the name is. I'm assuming the shoeless. Beth, how you doing, you magical creature?
Beth says hi, you magical creature.
All right, I like that.
She has to be magical because she's living with
no kidding.
Shoeless Joe Jackson.
What's his name? So he's called Shoeless Joe Jackson, Barry, because he stubbed his toe on a when he was showing somebody in the gym something, and so Shoeless Joe Jackson. Shoeless.
Yeah, and everybody's always giving me a hard time about it. Having no shoes on now, I pay the price. Still won't learn the lesson.
Yeah, exactly. You don't ever change. You got to keep on going. No days off. Tommy, the hardest working man in media.
Yeah.
Do you ever try to buy a turkey on non-Thanksgiving or Christmas time?
No, but I would imagine there are not too many out there.
Yeah. What? Yeah. But is something against turkeys? I mean, there's lots of chickens out there.
Yeah, no, I know. Because I guess in general, people don't make turkey other than the holidays, so they would just sit there. But I'll tell you
what.
Well, there's a place here in New Jersey where it comes out still warm. I'll find out if I. No, really, no. It's a farm.
What do you mean? The turkey comes out warm?
Still, because it just got locked.
Are you serious?
Head locked up. Yeah, dead serious. I'll find out. I'll grab you one. I won't be able to.
That's a fresh turkey. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a fresh turkey.
But you're right. No, you can't find it.
Yeah,
this time of the year.
Somebody said I should go to a deli. And we'll go to a deli try to get. So I made my Sunday meal yesterday. I did basically Thanksgiving dinner, but I replaced it with chickens from Costco.
Well, I know just because I like to buy those roasted chickens from the Dutch oven, and there's none out there. I think because now they swing all to like ribbed and all summer, especially July 4th weekend. Who's gonna?
So you get the rotisserie chicken at Costco?
Us.
I know. I know you put them in the air fryer. It takes no time. That's why I buy those ones. They come to 2-pack, the organic ones, and just throw them right. Mm-hmm. Don't season it. Put it right in the air fryer. Turn it on. I get 4. Like get it to the whatever. Hold on. Do you buy the rotisserie chickens from Costco?
I used to. Now, no. I just like because it's so good, man. It's so easy to do too.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I heard those are very unhealthy. They shoot them full of a bunch of stuff to make them all tasty and juicy.
Yeah, they do inject them, also keep them plump so they don't shrivel under the light. Yeah, it's pretty nasty.
It's like your penis.
It shrivels. Well, it kind of flicks off actually. Yeah.
Oh, let me see. We have
that show Search for Ancient Alien.
We have so many running around our field. You want me to try? Yeah, go get there. You want video of that too, Barry? You chase?
Yeah, get that video. Yeah.
Like what's the Rocky movie where the Paulie had him chasing around?
Well, there was a couple movies going back to Vincent Price where you're on an island and he's trying to kill you, and it's like Survivor, but they're trying to kill you.
Right. So Tracy Marie here, there's a little. I'm not sure of our relationship. Like there's a little love-hate thing here going on. She gets very frustrated with me. I'm going to figure out this turkey. There is none at Costco. Stop and Shop. I'll guarantee you that. Not my Stop and Shop that I go. I've heard a couple of people say ShopRite is the place to go for turkeys, but
they're all different. I noticed.
The turkeys are?
Well, no, the stores like Acme's here are different than the Acme a couple towns over.
Yeah. So I guess it's the clientele, right? Obviously, they cater to the client.
Well, they look at probably with the history of purchases and
right. Yeah. So I made the meal. I wanted to caramelize some carrots. You need to buy carrots at Costco. You buy like enough for 2 years.
That's the problem.
So yes, I'm going to juice them up. I'm going to juice up some carrots, cucumbers. Yeah.
There you go.
Now I got to tell you, I did not weigh in before and after the. I had food poisoning I think it had food.
Oh yeah, yeah. What happened?
Oh
man?
God,
You're going on both ends, right?
Oh man, it's Niagara Falls.
You sure it was food? Because they, like this time of year, there's that virus that goes around. Stomach viruses can be vicious.
That's what it is. A lot of people said that that's people had too. Like, well, I went into the city to the Pride Parade on Sunday, and then got home at Sunday, and I just felt a little bit off. It wasn't a big deal, and then got up Monday morning, man. Oh, I bet you lost 10 pounds. That's a good way to lose weight. Good cleanse.
Always fun.
Jeez. I didn't know I had so much fluid in me. In Niagara Falls
is unbelievable.
What the hell? Jeez.
We've kind of gotten off course here with it.
Well, we did have a show last week because I was sick, so we got a lot of catching up.
That's true. Right? Yeah.
You stubbed your toe. I had food poisoning.
You need a cork. I need tape.
So that is a really good cleanse, though. Yeah, I know. I need a cork. Yeah. What? That's a pretty good cleanse, right? I mean, clearing.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough way to go, though.
Is that basically? I've never done a cleanse. Is that basically what a cleanse does?
No, cleanse. I've never done one like where you drink something. Well, other than when you go for your colonoscopy, that's different. But that's another whole ballgame. I'm not sure about my buddy Danny, my boxing buddy. I'll see him Saturday at a wedding because he's all about that. He makes his own juices and everything. He's got a lot of really cool stuff. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Check out Danny.
Yeah, what is it? So the idea is a cleanse. You're detoxifying and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, I think the thought is that most of us walk around with so much impacted garbage in us that just never moves out. So that's the idea of the cleanse, get that out of your system. Yeah. Can't hurt, but that's not a fun way to do it the way you do.
Poop and turkey.
There you go.
Yeah, you're back from the food poisoning. You can just pound that turkey and stuffing. I made mashed potatoes out of the baby potatoes. Kept the skin on and everything, gives that a little extra flavor to it. Oh my, the homemade gravy.
My new thing now, Tom. Like I made lamb chops in the cast iron skillet.
Oh, nice.
And then what I do, I pre-cook the sweet potatoes and the regular potatoes. I cut them in half.
Right.
And then when the lamb chops are in, I put them face down so they crisp up with all that flavor.
All those flavors and everything.
It's so easy and it's so good.
Oh, man, that's good.
Yeah, all those seasonings and the juice from the lamb chop.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that is good. You know what really helped my stomach too? I have done this for ginger tea, which I guess ginger's really good for your.
Any kind of ginger is very good for your stomach.
Right.
Yeah. Ginger ale. If you get a quality ginger ale, that's not just sugar, corn syrup, and flavor.
Ginger from Gilligan's Island. Who'd you like better, Ginger or Marianne? You a Ginger or Marianne guy?
I wouldn't turn either away.
Oh man,
that's like when you're a kid, man. Like I was probably 8 or 9 when that show.
I know.
7 or something. Yeah. And you're like, you look at it a little different as a kid. Like you start romanticizing it. Back then, you did anyhow.
Oh yeah. Same with I Dream of Jeannie, right? I Dream of Jeannie the same way.
Yeah, she was incredibly hot. But I had a little thing going on in my head with the Jerry Lewis show. What was her name? Mary Tyler Moore. What was her name on the show? I forget.
I can't remember. They lived in New Rochelle too.
Yeah. I had a little.
Did you on her?
Love interest. Yeah. I figured I could have took him down like a liver shot.
Oh yeah, he was a weasel. Yeah, no question. He wasn't shit at all. Yeah.
As long as you didn't have his broom cleaning thing on.
Yeah. Tracy's giving it to Ira here. Here we go. Ira Matthew likes Mrs. Howell.
Yeah. Well, you got to do what you got to do.
Wilma Flintstone. I can see that. That is for a cartoon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. See. Sally Field and the Flying Nun. There you go.
Oh yeah.
There you go, Barry.
Sister Patrol. Think about that. Somebody went into a TV exec. I got this great idea for a show.
Yeah.
Let me hear.
Nice.
So there's a nun in Puerto Rico, and when the wind kicks up, she flies. But dude, be like, man, what are you talking about?
I know that's not. Who could? You'd have to be creative like that to come up with that idea.
But shows back then, we had My Mother the Car.
Right. How about the cartoons? They always had like the little dirty little, like if you really paid attention to the adults, those dirty little statements the kids would pick up on. Yeah. How about who's the dirty? I know who's the dirty Star Wars guy? He's Canadian too. He's always making out with the
Star Wars.
No, not Star Wars. The old show with their outer space. That's Star Wars.
Lost in Space.
Lost in Space or no?
Star Trek.
Star Trek. Yes. Yeah. He was always making out with the hot girls.
Oh,
that's like a porn movie. That show.
Yeah,
Shatner, Canadian.
Well, I mean, they looked at him. They looked at the guy, and then went, it's him. Yeah.
So he was probably like picking the girls he wanted to make out with in the show, right? He says, "Okay, get that one over."
Oh yeah, it was the '60s. Apparently, Batman and Robin ran through Hollywood like
Oh, is that right?
Oh yeah, they had the bat phone going all night. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, you think about those guys, right? They're movie stars. Those young women are trying to get into the movies.
We were talking about like this morning. Those shows, you only had 3 channels, right? You had ABC, NBC, CBS. So it was like 12 people on TV, and they just rotated through all the shows.
Right. That's true.
Right? Yeah.
So, what would be your favorite cartoon back then?
Cartoon.
Mine was Quick Draw McGraw.
Yeah, he was cool. Yeah,
keep your eye on the ball, boy.
Yeah.
Keep your eye on the ball.
That guy was cool.
I saw a funny video where they got the ball on the tee and they're trying to teach this young girl how to swing the bat, and they go, keep your eye on the ball. So she takes her eye, she puts her right down on the ball. It's so cute.
Just literal. I saw him this morning, same thing, little girl on T-ball, hits the ball, all the little kids are standing like 4 feet away. And her father says, run, mommy, run. And the kid's running. And she wants to do gymnastics. Like 4 strides in, she does a backflip and just keeps going. It's just a little tiny thing. It's really cute.
Wow. Yeah. There's one guy you would like to too. Gentleman is teaching this young girl, small, looks like she's 6 or 7 years old, boxing or karate or something. Mm-hmm. They got the gloves on, sparring a little bit. She knows what she's doing. She's really good. So something triggered her, and she just started beating the crap out of this guy.
This is the same one she did a hip switch where she did a hip switch where you pivot this way, and she threw an uppercut, and he wasn't ready with the pad.
Yeah, she was mad. They had to pull it. They had to pull her off.
Yeah.
Lindsay Wagner, is that right? The Bionic Woman? Yeah.
Oh, that was cool. That was a cool show.
There you go,
Barry. I think one of my favorite shows when I was a kid was Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Right.
Yeah.
Man from U.N.C.L.E., yeah. So, Tracy, who was your high school crush? I mean, not a woman. Well, it could be a woman. I shouldn't say not a woman. Yeah. Who's Tracy? Want to hear who your high school crush was? Charlie's Angels was a good show too. Yeah. Which one of the Angels did you like best? What was the dark-haired one?
Kate Jackson.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Again,
I met a woman one time tell me that her crush, her celebrity crush, was John Tortorella. And I was like, what?
Maybe it's a different John Tortorella. Some mobster.
I do give him credit though. She said it's not the looks; it's like his personality.
Well, swag, the way he handles himself. Yeah, that's true. Not everybody can be.
Very, very, very. Why not, Barry? Come on. Harrison Ford. Oh, okay.
We just saw Beth and I and my son Ty went last night to see Indiana Jones, the new one.
Oh,
yeah.
So Tracy's does that mean Tracy's got daddy issues? All right. Oh, go ahead.
No, well, it could have been the young Harrison Ford.
That's true. Right.
Yeah. So we go to this local theater. It's a really cool theater. It's the Lafayette Theater in Suffolk, New York.
Right.
It's got only 1 or 2 Wurlitzers left in the whole country.
Right.
And it's got balconies. It's a really old theater.
Oh, nice.
And it's cool because what they did was the Rampo, which is like a county here, the arts, whatever, they took over. So they put all this money in it. So they show films. And we forgot that on Sunday, God bless them, but it's for hearing impaired.
Oh.
So the theaters, everybody's hand signing, which is cool, but there's subtitles throughout the whole movie.
Oh.
But what actually kind of helped because, like, if you didn't hear something right, you go, oh, that's what he said.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make sure we go. Yeah. It was cool.
So, geez. Man, I just killed me a jackass. I just, it's nothing wrong with having daddy issues, right? I mean, people have daddy issues.
Actually, there's a shirtless scene in here, Tracy. He's still pretty jacked. He's pretty cut up.
How about the Kennedy, the one Kennedy? Picture him. He's jacked.
He's against vaccine. He's against vaccine, which is cool, but I think he's not against TRT.
Joe Rogan was on talking about TRT, testosterone therapy replacement. No, testosterone replacement therapy.
Yeah.
TRT. And he was actually described it very well and the benefits. He says, listen, your testosterone level drops.
Right.
And that's when all these particularly age-related illnesses start to happen. And like that, so just raise your testosterone level again. So
yeah, there's a lot of positive, there's a lot of negative.
But what's the negative though?
Well, the negative is this, so there's 2 things. If you do what the doctor prescribes,
right,
you still run a risk of increased cardiovascular disease because, it does raise your cholesterol. And now there's even questions about cholesterol being an indicator. So it gets, I think it's an individual basis.
Go to a doctor, go to a doctor, get your blood tested, all that stuff, right?
So the problem is, in fact, I was reading an article this morning. There was a fitness, which I don't know why they use this term, guy who was on TRT and he just passed away.
Right.
30 years old. So how can you need TRT Wow, yeah. 30. Yeah. And the guy was jacked and absolutely. So that's where it gets a little dicey. There's a lot of guys doing what they're saying is TRT, that maybe they might be a little low, but they're just taking it to too much of an extent. But I would be very cautious with it, only because at our age, the prostate cancer, you just don't want to.
Yeah, but isn't that though more of the human growth hormone? Because human growth hormone, the theory is it makes everything in your body grow, right?
Well,
but
that's
with testosterone.
Yeah,
testosterone.
See, testosterone. So you have free testosterone, which is in your blood, just free roaming, and then but it also you have I'm forgetting the term for it now. Markers that increase testosterone production. So the problem is this: if your body sees testosterone coming in, it may shut itself down.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. In fact, I do believe that's the case. Your body stops making its own.
Then you have to go on. Get the name of it. It's Cyclomax. I think it's something to prevent from turning into a woman, basically, because your estrogen level goes so high. I don't know. I'm a little bit leery unless you truly, really are that bad off where you can't. And people do get to that point where they can't even get out of bed. They're very depressed. They have no libido. But if everything's like where you need to be at your age,
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. If your normal testosterone levels at 700, let's say, and it's still at 700 or at 650 even or something like that, then
exactly. If it's 150, then you definitely need to.
Did we talk about this one time and somebody wrote in saying that there's a drop down to like 150 or something? I think we did a show one time.
Well, that's the bigger picture. Like, why is it that so many young men have low testosterone levels? What's causing that? And it's our food. It's all the toxicity we're exposed to.
They're talking about the real conspiracy theorists. Will tell you that they're doing that on purpose. They're putting fluoride in the water.
Well, fluoride, but more important is a chemical called astrazine.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it's in our drinking water. And it does change your DNA.
Right.
And
they did a study on frogs, right? And it chemically castrated like 90% of the frogs or something like that. Yeah. So it really, when they spell it out, it really shows why so many men now are acting more feminine.
And why there may be so much, fertility issues, people trying to get pregnant that can't. I mean, there's a whole host of things that are of concern. And the question is, like everything else that we do, we come up with a drug and slap that on it. Don't get rid of what's causing it, Right. I mean, I just read again, like our New York State's obesity rate is 68%. Wrap your mind around that. Wow. 68% of the state of New York is obese.
The other video I saw too was pretty cool. The guy was saying how they took like 90 kids that were autistic and put them on, like, got rid of the junk out of their food, just all healthy food. And within a matter of months, like 80% were not autistic anymore.
Sure. Yeah, there's no question. I mean, if you look at like any of the candies and stuff that a lot of kids eat, it's a science experiment. And a lot of those, especially the food coloring, like Red Dye number 2 and all those, they're really, they think that really manifests in that hyperactivity and learning disabilities and all that kind of stuff.
Dr. Tracy. You're a good point, Tracy.
Exactly.
You're totally correct.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And that's a fact. There's so many things working in place here, but the big thing is this. If you're a dude and you think you have low testosterone, see a doctor.
Yeah.
If you put you on TRT, fine. But don't keep, maybe your lifestyle, to Tracy's point, got you there. So take a look at your lifestyle. Do you need to eat better? Do you need to exercise more? Do you need less stress in your life?
Well, that's definitely a thing. No matter what, like if you're not feeling well or lazy and all that kind of stuff, sluggish, eat better.
I just laugh, this Ozempic now. All you hear about is Ozempic. And now there's another drug. Why do you keep coming up with drugs instead of going?
What's Ozempic?
Ozempic is a medication originated for, I think, diabetes, I want to say. And they find out it really suppresses appetite. So it's very popular now. People are getting like great results. But so here's the fallacy there. You're suppressing your appetite, but you're not really changing your lifestyle.
Right.
And at some point, if you want to stay on that drug the rest of your life and run the risk of all the toxic things that can happen, have at it. How about just trying to very slowly change your lifestyle?
Right. We're conditioned now to believe that it's just a mandatory thing. When you get older, you're going to be on medication. It doesn't have to.
You want to know something? Actually, Beth pointed this out to me, and it really comes as no surprise. 50% of commercials on television, 50%, it's pharmaceuticals. 50%.
And then the other 50% is so it's the FDA, Food and Drug Administration. So the other 50% is the other 50%. Hold on, is McDonald's commercials and Wendy's commercials, like exactly. the fatty foods that
And then they even come up, they make up stuff like, remember restless leg syndrome?
Oh yeah.
Come back on your caffeine, man. Like I can't stop my leg from shaking.
Where did that go? That disappeared all of a sudden. We eradicated it,
but they did have a drug for it. Yeah,
we eradicated restless legs.
Thank God we got rid of that, man.
How about remember Obama was president? There was telling us there was like hordes of people coming up through Mexico to the southern border. They were going to like enter the country. Where'd they all go? They disappeared.
I don't know.
Ozempic, 140 pounds on Ozempic. Huh. Far away.
Yeah, no, it's effective, but my point out is it's okay to use to get you to it, but you also have to, all the other things are so important because then you're really just going to be on that drug forever.
Yeah,
I don't think it's good.
The other one I've seen commercials now for online is the sweat bags, whatever they call them, like sweating out the water, saying like you lose like 10 pounds of water.
Well, yeah, it's just water.
Yeah,
I mean,
you need that.
I mean, in the boxing business, that's all you do. Yeah. You sweat it out, you make weight, then you rehydrate.
Yeah, you're not losing weight, you're losing water.
Water. I mean, guys go upstairs after they weigh in at the hotel, they have a nurse there, and they get an IV and rehydrate. Oh. Yeah. Because you'll see guys, Tom, in a weigh-in, and you go, that dude all right, man.
Oh,
You see him the next day, they don't even look like the same person.
Yeah. Oh, look at this is the guy with the fake name right here. Billy Kondratiuk. I'm gonna say with an accent. Kondratiuk.
Count Dracula.
So okay, so over in Russia or in Ukraine, or I guess it was in Russia, they tried to have a coup. Did they attempt a coup against Putin or no?
Well, that's what they're saying, but I have my doubts.
Oh,
I kind of think
really?
Putin. Yeah, I think Putin orchestrated the whole thing.
Oh, why?
Yeah, I mean, well, you look at how quickly it ended, and Putin doesn't just let people go, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He throws them out of a window.
Right. So why would he do that? Why would he make it look like somebody attempted a coup?
Well, a couple things. I think, he's trying to save face for Russian people because the war is not going well. Okay. And I think this made him look strong because the guy backed down. See, the media is saying it weakened him. I kind of, and this is just my opinion, I think it strengthened him. Because now he put down a so-called coup, and he put back someone who was resisting him, and he showed he was going to win.
Yeah, because if it was a real coup, that guy'd be dead already, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Interesting.
See, and there's people go, he's a dead man walking, which he may be, but I doubt it.
Right. Yeah, because he wasn't. So yeah, you're right. He would be dead now. It would happen right away. Yeah. Huh. What? Have you ever been to Russia?
St. Petersburg. Yeah, 2012. I did a hockey thing.
Over that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Cool. And it's weird because did you know Matt Nichols? He was a strength coach for the Leafs, and then
sure.
Yeah, so he was on the whole trip. The first part of it, and then I stayed longer. And we had a blast. But so we stopped one day, and Beth wanted me to bring home some of those stacking dolls. Those Russian dolls. Yeah. And there was like this kiosk. So Matt and I were walking around grabbing stuff, and there was some like Russian military men. And we went to get a picture with them, and they're like,
"Oh, really? Wow."
So you still feel the Soviet Union kind of vibe there, And this was 2012. It was a long time ago.
Right. Yeah. Wow. I told you when we were to Czechoslovakia, trying out for the Canadian Olympic team. Every town was the same way. It had the square in the middle, all the shops and hotels and everything. No toilet. They just have a hole, and they had 2 footprints where you're supposed to stand.
Thank God. Keep your shoes on.
Oh God! And the guys were all buying up that China, and I was like, I don't want China. What am I going to do with the China? Like,
they must have lives.
Yeah, good point by you. See, you're a wise man. Like, you're able to sort through things. Like, I sit there and go,
like a bag of Wise potato chips.
So did you take a lot of pictures on your trip to
a ton? Yeah, a ton. Nice. And, I posted some on quite a few on social media. And it was like, I have to say, man, changed me. That trip changed me.
See, that's, what? I love that. Did you went on a trip. Actually, our girl Jackie DiPiazza is getting married in August 25th, I believe her wedding is. Mm-hmm. And cool. And her when's the swim across the Hudson?
August 19th.
August 19th, okay.
Yeah.
And Jackie, her and her future husband are not doing like the whole beach thing. They're going to Kenya, I think, like on a safari. Wow. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, like to have a real experience, right? Instead of just sitting on the beach. Yeah. Like you did that. Like you did. That's fantastic, right? You had the off time. You still had fun and relaxed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was just a tremendous trip. The company that we went with, Mountain Based, tremendous. I mean, really wasn't their first rodeo. They really did a great job.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Have you ever been to countries like Colombia and that down in South America?
No, I've not been to South America. I've been to Europe, Finland, Sweden, Prague, Czech Republic, Germany, Russia, Canada. That's another country, right?
Yeah, that's Canada's country. Yes, it is. It is an entirely different country.
I've been to Puerto Rico and the islands and stuff, but who hasn't?
Right.
Never South America. No.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can. So Johnny, my buddy Johnny, goes there like once a month.
Oh, does he?
Brazil. Yeah, it's cheap. It's cheap, and Johnny's been all over the planet, so he knows his way around where to go, not to go.
Like he's an adventurer, isn't he? Like I saw him do stuff where he was on top of the plane that one time.
Yeah, he's always looking to do. So he was a commercial diver, deep sea diver. Like he used to weld bridges under the water and all that kind of stuff. And so he's done a lot of really cool stuff. But yeah, he's always looking to do, like you said, flying on top, standing on top of the plane. And
I know I saw that picture. It's like I thought that was a doctored picture or something. He said.
Yeah, no, that was him. Yeah, so yeah, what did I do? I took a hike.
I know. Yeah. Is that true that somebody asked you like, what do you do for fun?
But you know what? He's a relatively young guy and get it done, man.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Maybe someday you got family and all that kind of crap.
Absolutely.
Or you wake up and go, it hurts.
Yeah. I know. That's why the great video this guy was in. It kind of got me going a little bit more. He was talking about, don't work your whole life and then retire at 65 and then start having fun. He said at 65, your body stops working. Well, that kind of tipped me off a little bit.
It's interesting because Beth and I, we did a hike yesterday and I kind of replicated a hike I did last year this very same day. It was only 2 weeks after Brad got out of the hospital after suffering that horrific accident.
Right.
And Brad made a point saying that we didn't baby him. 2 weeks after, come on, we're going for a hike. Oh. And it made him understand that, like, yeah, you know what? We're good. We're good here. I got a really good supporting crew here. Hands all jacked up. It's going to get better. And guess what? He's doing a swim this year.
Oh, is he really? That's fantastic.
So just think of that. I mean, that dude had a horrific thing happen. Horrible. Right? Yep. And could have been real easy for him just to get in and sit in his own crap and just
sure.
Did that death march out in the desert a couple months ago. Now he's doing the swim, and he's all
that's
right.
cool.
He's doing
that's the way to live. Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Everybody, like, don't ever like if you got something you want to do. Like they had that movie, The Bucket List, was a great movie, but I've always like, well, no, I don't want to live like that. I don't want somebody to tell me I'm dying, and then all of a sudden I start doing all the things I want to be doing. Just doing them now.
Well, right? So like Bill Brown, our friend Bill is always talking about adventure therapy, and it's true. Everything if you look at it that way, like the trip Beth and I did, that was an adventure.
Yeah.
It was really therapeutic. You made it kind of sort things out. And then like when Beth and I go for a hike, or Beth and I'm sorry, me and the guys go for a hike, or whatever it is, it's like it's your time just to get away.
Totally. Yeah.
I know it sounds a little corny, but it's true.
No, it's excellent. I agree 100%. Yeah, there's so many people that just sit around and listen. That your choice to do what you want to do. I just believe, and you do, and it seems like our circle of friends feel the same way, that go for it, right? Yeah. I mean, it's like even if you get like you teach somebody boxing, you hurt your toe. Well, you're fine. Your toe's gonna be okay, right? You've done that before. So.
There's something else next week. Well, you know what it is too, Tom. One of the things about the trip made me realize is I'm not saying no to anything anymore. Because too many times, hey, you want to do this Saturday? I'm good. Because in your head you go, I gotta drive there. No, I'm doing it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
that's why they asked me to dance with Dancing Larry last year. And that first reaction was like, yes, I'm doing it.
Exactly. Yeah. And
that's what exactly. They asked me to do all the different stuff now, right? Like, like marching the Pride Parade and all this kind of stuff. And everybody else is like, what are you doing?
Yeah, no, that's great stuff, man.
Yeah, it is too. Totally. Great experiences. I'll tell you, that Pride Parade was incredible. Like it was a zoo in the city. The city was packed, and they would care less about me. They didn't know I was there or anybody, but they were having a ball. They were just having a great time. Yeah,
I'm sure a lot of them were Ranger fans.
Could be, yeah. Could be.
Yeah,
yes,
sure.
Yes. Yeah. But seriously, it was one of those fun events. The group of people there were just all out. It was their day to do whatever. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of skin, a lot of butts sticking out, and it's cool.
Oh yeah.
All right, everybody. We covered everything today. There's nothing we didn't cover. The war in Ukraine.
No.
There's nothing we didn't. There's nothing we don't know.
Exactly.
If we don't know it, we'll make it up.
Yeah, exactly. Fake it till you make it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But next week we'll get back to the whole universe concept.
The whole universe. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, Dougie DeVito has a question here. Hey, leader. Yes, Dougie. What do you need, young man? No wonder she'll start talking about Mary Ginger. What the heck did they do on that island? Yeah, no kidding. That should be a castaway on the island of Marianne and Ginger. I mean, sooner or later you got to break down. Listen, we got to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't because Beth, but I mean, as a single man.
If I was a single guy, I'd be in a 3-point stance. Ready to
no
go.
kidding. Yeah. You wondered, but talk about awkward, right? What if it's just like casual sex, and then?
Well, but what if they both turn you down? Ooh. Run that risk.
You do.
Yeah.
But I mean, women have feelings too. They have urges just like men. So who would they have? I mean, they'd have the captain. He's a little chunky. Mr. Howell's got those old spindly legs.
Yeah, and
then Gilligan.
I mean, you never know with Gilligan. He might be a sleeper.
That's true.
He may be.
But he could be fumbling all over the place, not knowing what he's doing. Oh, but you're right, though.
Sometimes that works out.
Yeah, it could be. It's entertaining. Yeah. See, if you're Ginger and Marianne, then you think to yourself, okay, who am I grabbing?
The professor. I mean, it was obvious that was the whole thing on that show because he was like kind of available, and he was a pretty good looking dude, and he was bright.
Yeah, so some women do like those smart guys.
Sure, yeah. I think they both did, Marianne and Ginger. I think they had the hots for the professor.
Right, and two really different women, right? So Marianne was like, Ginger was all dressed up, and
she was
Chrissy
the actress and everything.
Yeah, well, that's right. She's an actress.
Yeah, and Marianne was just a
little farm girl, wasn't she?
I don't even know how she ended up on the boat. I mean,
no kidding.
How'd they put those people together, by the way?
That's very true. So so it's a 3-hour tour. So they're vacationing and they all go on a tour together. But really different.
But how'd they get together? Like the billionaire and his wife, and then of course Marianne and the professor.
And what was the premise with I Dream of Jeannie? Where'd she come from?
So when he landed. He landed. You know how they used to land in the ocean back then? Space capsule.
Yeah.
He washed up on shore, and the bottle was there, and he rubbed it. And she popped out.
Oh man, how do you remember that? That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Don't ask me what I did this morning, but I remember.
Yeah.
So I remember that. Huh. That was a cool show. I mean, again, there was such a strong undercurrent of like.
Oh God, she got the belly showing there, like
and he was oblivious to it.
Yeah, no kidding. He was he's an astronaut. Those guys are supposed to be studs.
Well, maybe something happened to him up in space. He did get the ranch, though, the Ewan Ranch. That worked out for him.
Did you, speak of that, what was I thinking about? Did you ever watch the show Yellowstone with Kevin Costner?
Yeah, so Beth and I watched the preamble, the 1880, whatever it was, in 19 something. And that's really quite the.
Right.
It's a great show.
Who's the tough guy? What's his name of the show?
I forget his name. It's Cole Hauser's his real name.
Oh, yeah, that's right, too. It was Cole Hauser. He was in a movie called, he was an actor, and the paparazzi kept chasing him around and threatening his family and everything.
He's a pretty tough dude, man.
Yeah,
he plays it. He's very involved with Tunnel to Towers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, very involved with them. Yeah, he's a patriot. He's a good man. Yeah.
Both of you could have been partners on Adam. Oh. That's right. Adam 12.
One Adam 12. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What? There's my father sold our farm. I was like 14, 15 years. He became a firefighter. So we used to watch the show. Was it Emergency?
Yeah. Kevin Mantooth.
Yeah. Oh, we'd sit there and watch that. He'd analyze. There should be more smoke than that. There should be more smoke.
Yeah.
He was funny. Like he wanted to be. It wasn't realistic enough.
Yeah. No, that was all the same time. The Emergency had One Adam 12. You had it was like that was the whole genre back then. And when you look.
How about the Beverly Hillbillies?
Great show.
What was the daughter's name? What was the daughter's name there? She's a hottie too.
Yeah, out by the cement pond.
Yeah,
with her little critters. Her real name was Donna Douglas. I can remember.
Donna Douglas. Good job by you.
And then
is Jethro.
So his father was Max Baer.
Yeah, that's right.
Tremendous heavyweight fighter. Fought the guy from Cinderella Man, Braddock. He fought all those guys.
That's a great movie. I love that movie. That fight there at the end there.
Man. Oh, God. Tremendous story. But that was a great show. And then, back then for me it was you had what was the one? Untouchables, right?
Oh, the Untouchables, yes.
That was a cool show. And then what was the other one? But there were so many good ones back then.
I know,
It's tough. I don't know.
It'd be funny if we go back and watch those now, if we think we still like them or not. Sometimes you go back. Like remember the movie Brian's Song?
Yeah.
So that was a true story too. That was a tearjerker when I watched it. I went back and watched it again. I was like,
yeah, it loses a little bit of its own. Yeah. But yeah, like there's a couple channels we get down here in New Jersey that have like the old TV shows, like My Favorite Martian and all that stuff. And yeah, you watch me go, really? Sorry.
You see where the old History Channel or Military Channel is now, Heroes and something.
Yeah. A&E. I have to ask Beth because A&E owns that channel. Yeah.
I hardly ever watch TV now. Well, guys, we have covered everything in all these universes. We've covered news.
The only thing we didn't cover is Quick and Wheeler.
Oh, that's right too. Yes,
I think that's two good moves. Really, I mean.
Well, it kind of like to me, it tells me that Chris Drury, the general manager, thought there was a character issue with the team. Right, you bring in those kind of guys. Those older guys.
The only problem is they point out in yesterday's papers it's old. They're probably the oldest team in the league. They only have 3 guys that are going to be under 30.
Yeah, I remember years ago, if you look back at the Rangers, you would have said this is an up-and-coming young team that's going to be good for a long time. But, listen, Wheeler and Quick are both 1-year contracts. Yes. So, get young kids coming up.
I guess he signed some toughness, too, I see. Some grit.
How about speaking of toughness, Lucic going back to the Boston Bruins and Reeves going to Toronto. So they kind of armed up. It's an arms race, right?
Yeah. That's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, very fun.
And that's
all right, everybody.
6. All right.
Great job, everybody. I hope you've learned everything. You don't need to listen to don't listen to that's right, too. July 4th tomorrow. Everybody have a safe and happy time. Remember, I know it's a fun time and everything like that, but we're really remembering all the people that made this country.
Keep all 10.
Yeah. No fireworks. And if there's a bottle of tequila around, stay home. Don't drink and drive.
It's a probiotic.
It is good for you. That's right, too. All right, buddy. Have a great week. See you next week.